Hello everybody, so a little while ago, I, like many others, finally got to play Splatoon 3 for the first time in the Splatfest world premiere, and I quite liked some of the new stages, with Mincemeat Metalworks definitely being my favorite. And I also got to play two new stages that are returning from Splatoon 1, Museum del Foncino and Mahi Resort. And while I really enjoyed my time with Museum, I think Splatoon 3's spawning system is amazing for Museum. Oh, it's just, look at it, it's amazing. But Mahi... Okay, where do I begin? So, Mahi in Splatoon 1 was, in my opinion, the second best map in Splatoon history, with of course Flounder Heights being the best stage of all time. It had a ridiculous amount of ways to get into mid. There's even a route to skip mid entirely because of these islands. This is also a stage that favors long-range weapons, but it is perfectly playable for short-range weapons, unlike some Splatoon 2 stages. New Albacore Hotel. This is because a long-range weapon just simply cannot control every path in the mid. There's just way too much cover. And on top of all of this, Mahi Resort has the best gimmick of any stage. When the time reaches halfway or the score reaches a certain point, the water level drops, uncovering more stage to turf and raising the island platforms, increasing the number of movement options through the roof. Now of course Mahi wasn't without some problems. It was pretty easy to get into the enemy spawn, making the stage a bit spawn camp heavy, but this can be fixed by making the entire spawn area a place you can jump to with the new spawning system. Okay, so let's look at what Splatoon 3 has done to this amazing stage to improve it. Wait, what? My script says to tell editor me to show you this meme? Forgotten quite why exactly though. Okay, enough kidding around. So I have no idea what Nintendo did to this stage. Let's start with before the water level drops, because this map is smaller than it was in Splatoon 1. A wipe will result in the enemy team pushing into the defending team spawn because there is really nowhere else to go. The only place inaccessible to the opposing team is right where you spawn. Also, what happened to the islands? They're just... oof. It's nice to see some cover, but come on, can they be a little bigger and maybe more elevated? And mid, okay. Why? To be fair, I think the middle islands are better. The added block in the middle and the middle island being above the others, I think is a definite improvement. But the ground is way too cramped. Okay, so I'm going to describe the stage before the water level drops. Ready? So you have this small spawn region with very few options to get out without dropping down. And you have very few ways to get out of spawn. One is a risky long option that is pretty easy to stop if you're on the opposing team. But like the other two paths, it takes you straight into a very cramped mid with very little cover. Oh, and if either team gets a wipe, the attacking team will just push into the defending team's spawn, because where else can you go? Now to prove that this is not good, I will use the exact same words to describe another stage, Walleye Warehouse. So you have this small spawn region with very few options to get out without dropping down. And you have very few ways to get out of spawn. One is a risky long option that is pretty easy to stop if you're on the opposing team. But like the other two paths, it takes you straight into a very cramped mid with very little cover. Oh, and if either team gets a wipe, the attacking team will just push into the defending team's spawn, because where else can you go? Now to be fair, when the water level drops, things do get a bit better. There's 3 ways to get into the enemy spawn now, and all of them require taking risky jumps, which is a lot better than just walking straight in, and raising the islands makes them an actual option, and you know, the extra ground to turf makes it less cramped. But, I mean, stages where the gimmick is that the stage is bad for half the game and the other half is just okay are not known to be good stages. Wahoo World? I really want this stage to be good, but it desperately needs a rework. And by rework, I mean just use the Splatoon 1 Mahi. There wasn't really much wrong with it. But, do you think I'm overreacting? What do you think about this stage? Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.